Previously on Hunting with Tripler.
No, I'm just kidding. This is what I got. This is the extent of everything that I picked up. It's quite a bit of stuff here.
It's the middle part of Q4.
Which ones are worth getting graded and which ones aren't? What is happening, folks, and welcome to
Hunting with Tripler.
That's odd. Finding unique ways of sourcing inventory for your reselling business is critical in order to have an edge on your competition. And some of you might be asking this question: should I buy a storage locker? Well, in this episode, we're definitely going to try to answer that question. Stick around.
I collect so many things. Would you like to share this journey with me? I will show you the prizes I got today. So come along with me, come on and join in the chase. Yeah!
Storage lockers, the intrigue around them, the excitement, the gamble. It is something that is incredibly addicting and also something that can be incredibly lucrative. Some of my favorite YouTube channels were channels that started out buying storage lockers and showing us what's inside. And oftentimes you find yourself going, what? What? Why? What is happening here? But there's so many questions that I ask myself when I'm watching these videos, like, where do you store your stuff? How quickly are you able to flip your items? Do you go in on lockers with other people? There are so many questions around buying storage lockers that I won't be able to answer them all in today's episode, but I promise you this, I'm gonna show you what you should not do. And I hope there's a lesson to be learned here, because at the end of the day, buying and selling storage lockers is also a massive gamble. One that could pay off big time, but also one that could leave you wondering, why did you ever do this in the first place? Now, before we get into the episode, I want to give you a quick update on tracking the sale that we started in the month of November. And yes, it has concluded at this point, but there was a lot of intrigue at the very end of the month. So next episode, I will summarize all of that for you. Tracking the sale from $1 did have a surprising end to it for this month. So stick around, let's find out why people across the country want to spend a lot of money on a storage locker.
All right, guys, so there's about 3 minutes left in this auction. This started around $100, but it has just swelled up to $370. I'm the highest bidder. I haven't had a storage locker in a long time, and this one looks kind of interesting, and there isn't enough that what I'm seeing here justifies the $370, but I feel like gambling, and I'm hoping you guys want to join me. And if I do win this one, there's also this one here that I'm winning with about 3 minutes left as well. So we're pretty close, but this will be fun. Let's check it out. Let's see what happens. Got it. I actually got one. Final bid was $370. That was me. And this other auction, someone actually bid the number up, and I don't think I'm interested in grabbing all of this junk here. So I'm gonna let this one go, but the other one looks pretty good. So I'm hoping when we go and check this out, it was worth it. Hey, Lucas, have we opened this yet?
No.
Not yet?
No.
Is there still a red tag on it? Booyah! So we have not opened this. We're about to open it. I'm gonna set it up down here. This is going to be our first look at the locker. Now there's the red tag we gotta get off. Got it. Whoa, dude. Oh man, look at all that money. Oh, it's not full. All right. Hold on.
Inside.
We gotta show them, we gotta show everyone the first thing. All right, check this out. So the first thing we see as we open this up is this coin wrapper roll. And if it would have been heavy, that would have been amazing, but it's empty. Let's check out these Burtons, because this is really what I was kind of curious about. These are actually really big. Imprint ones, I've sold these before. Those are pretty easy money. All right, here's the other one. So we got those two. What are these? They're sleeping bags?
Yeah, nice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like sleeping bags. Boogie board.
Boogie board. Oh,
All right. Oh, here's the little, oh, Lucas, you know what, dude? Check this out. So here, here's the coin counter. with all of the little gizmos, maybe we're gonna get super lucky. There's a whole bunch of coins in here. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we just pulled this bag out, and we're gonna bust into this, and I see a Logitech. This could be good. This could be good. This could be very good.
Oh, whoa.
We got a flask.
No,
We got some kind of a book.
it's a journal.
Some journal.
I think.
All right.
think-
Lucas is bored of this. All right, so extremely fortuitous. So I've actually sold one of these before, and the previous owner of where I'm leasing space at the warehouse, they had one of these, and this is worth like $200. So this is fantastic. What a huge score right there. And some accessories, car accessories. Could be something interesting. There's that right there. Okay, we just pulled this VMAX Flex. I don't know what this is, Lucas. I think this is a maximum value, maximum flexibility watchdog. This must be like some security camera system. That's kind of cool. So far, not disappointed. Oh, Lucas. What do we have here, dude? You want to help me open that up?
Yep.
Okay, lift that up. What do we got?
None Legos.
No Lego. Yeah, no, it's not Lego.
None.
It's some kind of camera or something. I don't know. We'll have to check that out, but looks interesting. Okay, so inside of this box are these Speco technology, well, they're cameras. So clearly this is a camera system. And man, there's a lot of them too. Jeez, what do we have here? Got 5 or 6.
I think this is a laptop.
Okay, pulled this crate down and just appears to be a bunch of cords and cables. Of course, we will look at it a little closer.
Know that.
Nothing stands out yet. But again, we will dig into this and see if we find anything of great value. Okay, I pulled this little bin right there, and I've got Laker Girls.
What book?
What about that one? That small one over here.
No.
You sure?
No.
All right, Lucas wants the big box. We're gonna pull the big box down. Okay, so this box is really heavy, Lucas. Woo! You all right?
Yeah.
Did I get you?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
One hand, impossible.
Okay.
You did a better job than I did.
Yes, I know. Strong boy.
Strong boy.
Very strong man. What is this?
Yeah,
Toys.
some personal effects. So
I cookie.
these are definitely going to be personal items. It looks like some. What is this? Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh. Is that a puppy?
This is for camping, maybe? Let's pull the rest of that box out, buddy. Oh, baby. Yeah. More video equipment. Boy. Okay, this could turn out to be huge. All right, well, we've got the snowboard, which
Another
is
40.
probably worth about 40 bucks, maybe 50. It's not a bad one. Forum is a pretty decent brand. All depends on the bindings, and these bindings are pretty old home items. All right, wah wah. Folks, this is the entirety of what we picked up at the storage locker. A lot of stuff, a lot of decent items. Definitely gonna make my money back. We have some camping equipment, 2 boxes of donations here, and then I'm gonna sort through this to determine what I might keep for myself personally. So we'll go through everything here and give you a sense of what I expect to get out of this, but it's gonna be a nice return. Now this was a bit of a gamble, a bigger gamble than I probably should have taken, because really what I saw in the pictures was maybe $200 worth of stuff, maybe. And this jacket here, I actually really like it. It's my size, it's the brand Soul, which I've never heard of that particular brand, but I'm gonna wash this up and maybe give this a shot. The Planet Earth jacket does have matching pants, and then it also has a thermal as well. The boots there, I'm almost certain I'm gonna get, if, again, this is an if snowboarding season is on, then I should be able to get about $75 for just those alone. These Viper fins, the board here, again, I can't lot that with the shoes because the shoes will sell. I'll try to sell it locally, maybe $60, $70 if I'm lucky, and that would be awesome. So the boots and this together would be a nice, $100 to $150, somewhere in that range. Before we get into the camera equipment, I want to draw your attention to this red rectangle. It appears like it's just some odd box. It's a multiple spark discharge. The strangest thing, the fact that I've actually sold one of these means that I at least have some experience. This is a heater core for, I think it says it on the side, 1964 to 1967 A body. It is new in the package there. So that's super lucky. All the camera equipment. So this is a DVR here. A lot of these are here about 40 bucks a piece. The Northerns that are in there are about $25 to $30 a piece. This is a Hikvision. Hikvision is actually a pretty decent brand. This one right here, this box is about $45. That's new. So I'm gonna break in here for a moment. When I was recording this video and the very limited research that I'd done on this camera, I didn't realize really what I was looking at here, but this network camera, new in the package, years ago, was going for $1,000 retail. The fact that he had this box and the other camera equipment, sitting in a box new in the package, obviously suggested that he was a part of a business that did a lot of security. This camera right here, I'm still trying to find out whether or not the value of that camera from years ago has still retained its value today. Now, of course, when a new camera comes out, it really makes some of those older ones obsolete, but that's not always the case, especially with, say, for example, like a Canon camera. If you get to a certain type of pixel output, then generally speaking, if it works, it works. So I've listed it on eBay. This is what I've got it listed for right now, which is significantly less than the retail price on this camera from years ago. So I'm really genuinely hoping someone's gonna take a bite on this, and that is a huge win for Tripler. This is for a computer here. That's about a $40 fan. What am I missing? We had some random electronics that are sitting here. The random electronics in general, there's a mouse, some cables, remote, AC adapters. All of that you're seeing there is probably another $40 to $50 in just random. I couldn't believe I found it, but I did find comps for that, that fan right there. And the lowest comp I could find was 50 bucks on eBay. What you have here, I took the tent out. And the tent itself, loaded with 2 sleeping bags, a blow-up mattress, this Coleman, kind of this all-purpose pump, light, etc. All that kind of loaded together. I think locally, I should be able to get about 100 bucks or more for all of that equipment. So, I mean, when you add up the cumulative of everything here, it was definitely worth it. So it's cold here in the warehouse. This is a temperature drops in this place. The temperature rises in this place,
And if it's slightly cold outside, it's colder in here. If it's slightly warm outside, it's even warmer in here. So that's the reason why you see me all bundled up. But this is called luck. There was no skill to this at all. So a lot of you might be wondering, well, should I go buy a storage unit? No, not like this. I did this for YouTube. I truly do not believe that everyone can just go out and be successful buying storage lockers or storage units. There's a couple of reasons why I don't think anyone should immediately jump into buying storage units. And number one, space. Do you have space to put just junk stuff? I mean, if you've got a place where you can just unload trash, great. Can you donate a bunch of stuff? Sure, anyone probably can do that. But for the stuff that's worth selling, can you buy and afford to have 1 to 2 to 3 units a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? For me, even as big of a place as I have here, the answer is absolutely not. I cannot afford to fill this place up with storage locker junk. And number two, how do you transport things from a storage unit to your place of storage that you store your stuff? And the reality is, I had an SUV and it was a pain. I had to take 3 trips total. And that's not terrible because the location from the storage facility to this warehouse was like, it was a quarter of a mile. So that wasn't bad, but it was annoying. I would not immediately tell you to do this unless you have a lot of the criteria checked off and that you're ready to receive a lot of this stuff. Flip it fast. You've got a great local market. But I mean, personally, I really have to think very hard about buying a storage unit. And this one was hard considering the price tag for it was not anywhere close to what you could see in the pictures, which makes me wonder, why are people buying storage units for that amount of money? It's insane. The market must just be flooded with people really just hoping to strike gold, because that's what it was. It was a gamble to strike gold. Anyway, folks, that was what we got from the storage unit. Good returns, but it's because I got lucky. So now you know where this beautiful jacket came from. Throughout the episode, I kept dropping hints like, this is a gamble, I got lucky, and I kept saying it over and over because I really wanted to hit that point home. It's not going to be the case for every single storage locker, but it certainly was for this one. I spent $370 just on the locker itself, and that was not including the buyer's premium, which was another 10% on top of that. All other costs associated with it, I think it's fair to say that I probably rounded out that number around $420 all in for that storage locker. You saw the total that I put at the bottom, and that's presuming that I'm gonna get all of that in a certain amount of time, and let's just assume that I sold my last item 7 months from the time I picked up the first item. Taking me that long to recoup my money is way too long for me to be able to say this was worth the investment. But my question to myself was, who else was bidding out there saying to themselves, this locker's worth $370? And I'm not exactly sure if maybe I was bidding against the previous owner, but whatever it was, $370 from just the surface of what I was seeing, it just wasn't worth it at all. And the reason why it wasn't worth it, consider all these things. Time it's gonna take to recoup my money. The gamble that looked like it was worth it, but in the end, I may not sell all of those items. The resources you have to have in order to actually be effective at buying and selling storage lockers is a luxury that really I don't actually have. Storage. Do you have a place to put all of this stuff? And the answer is, yeah, I have a warehouse, but I don't want to fill it with storage locker junk. When you take all of these variables together and you apply it to what you saw here today, the answer is, don't go out and buy a storage locker just because you hope to find literally gold inside the locker. I believe there's only a small percentage of people who actually lease a storage unit that are actually storing something of really significant value. And I just don't think the odds really stack up for the majority of people who want to go out and buy a storage locker. I will caveat all of what I said to say this. I do think people make a lot of good money on storage lockers. As I mentioned, some of my favorite YouTube channels are channels that are dedicated to buying and selling storage lockers. And they do it extremely well because all of those variables They've fulfilled all of those and they've got a system down. But for you who have never gone out and bought a storage locker in your life, don't do it unless you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Folks, that was today's episode. If this content was interesting, I would love for you to smash that thumbs up button and become a subscriber so we can have a conversation that is random in nature every single week. Folks, thank you again for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. Stay safe, and I will see you next time. Take care.
Next
Cross our
time
fingers
on
that it is really
Hunting
good.
with Tripler.
And I'm walking away with a trunk full of vintage toys. All right, so we have in-box toys